So what you're about to see is a surgical dissection of one of the most disgraceful moments in the history of the Department of Justice. In this masterful monologue, MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell doesn't just report on the Trump DOJ's bizarre interview with Ghislaine Maxwell, he deconstructs the anatomy of the lie piece by piece, culminating in the single most damning admission of complicity you will ever hear. If you believe in holding power accountable, show your support by hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss a video. Now let's watch this together and then I'll give my 2 cents at the end.
On the first day of the questioning, that friendly discussion, Ghislaine Maxwell said, "I've never recruited a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago for that, as far as I remember." And on the second day, she changed that to say she had no memory of doing that, but considered it within the realm of possibility. And that's because Virginia Giuffre testified under oath that Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her for Jeffrey Epstein when she was in high school working as an assistant on Donald Trump's payroll at the spa at Mar-a-Lago. Virginia Giuffre testified that Ghislaine Maxwell was in the room with her. In the room with her, the first time she had sex with Jeffrey Epstein. Quote, "They asked me to lick his nipples and give him oral sex, and Ghislaine Maxwell was doing the same things that she asked me to do for him while touching me in my private areas as well. And then at the very end, they instructed me to get on top of Epstein." And that's how the night ended. She was asked why she went back. And she said, "That answer is so complicated. I could have run, I should have run. I wish I ran. But fear was one. Fear of what happens if I piss these bad people off. I mean, I know they're powerful." You could listen to all 9 hours of this very friendly discussion and wonder what it was all about, wonder why it was happening. Todd Blanche showed no prosecutorial interest of any kind in any other possible crimes. The only thing he seemed to come to Florida to hear from Ghislaine Maxwell is that Donald Trump never got a massage from one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell. And Todd Blanche wanted to fill up the transcript with names of other famous people. That's it. Ghislaine Maxwell understood the mission from the start to deliver famous names, to help flood the Epstein zone with famous names in order to insulate one name in the Epstein files, Donald Trump. And so on day 2 of her friendly conversation with Todd Blanche, she began by volunteering, quote, "Some more names did come to me in the night." Of course they did. Todd Blanche brought up the name Elon Musk. And sure enough, Ghislaine Maxwell said she met Elon Musk in a situation having nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, but Todd Blanche managed to get Elon Musk's name in the Epstein files as some sort of Trumpian revenge for Elon Musk saying that Donald Trump was in the Epstein files back when Elon Musk was having one of his fits about Donald Trump after leaving Elon Musk's disgraceful and destructive work in the Trump government. Todd Blanche got the Cuomo brothers in there, Andrew and Christopher, simply because at some point Ghislaine Maxwell met them. Ghislaine Maxwell made one faux pas when she brought up, without being questioned about him, Robert Kennedy Jr., Donald Trump's most deadly cabinet member. She testified that Bobby Kennedy, as she calls him, was very friendly with Jeffrey Epstein, unlike the Cuomo brothers and so many others who were needlessly mentioned in that discussion. The federal prosecutors who convicted Ghislaine Maxwell of sex trafficking showed the jury $30 million in bank transfers from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. Todd Blanche spent a few minutes on the second day discussing the $30 million that the prosecutors said was Ghislaine Maxwell's reward for her participation in Jeffrey Epstein's sex crimes and for recruiting the young girls who Jeffrey Epstein raped. Ghislaine Maxwell's responses to every question about the $30 million were nonsensical. When Todd Blanche asked her about a specific payment of $7.4 million in 2007, Ghislaine Maxwell said, "I don't personally have any memory of receiving a check from him for $7 million. And that was good enough for Todd Blanche. That was the end of that. Ghislaine Maxwell tried to suggest that there was some kind of shell game going on with Jeffrey Epstein's money and that the $30 million transferred into her accounts under her control wasn't really her money. She said, I don't believe any of that was my money. And she said that after having been formally warned at the beginning of this friendly discussion that the one thing she's not allowed to do in the discussion is lie. Todd Blanche warned her that it's a crime to lie to a federal prosecutor or to an FBI agent sitting at that table. And having heard that warning, Ghislaine Maxwell had the audacity to say, I don't believe any of that was my money. $30 million in her accounts. I don't believe any of that was my money. And you'll never guess what the tough Deputy Attorney General of the United States said in response to that. He said, yes, I understand that.
That right there was a masterclass in prosecutorial journalism. Lawrence O'Donnell just built an ironclad, inescapable case that the Trump DOJ's interview with Ghislaine Maxwell was not an interrogation, it was a cover-up. He systematically exposed her blatant, disgusting lies about the victims, about the money, by contrasting them with the cold, hard facts of the trial. But the final devastating moment is the key to the entire story. After Maxwell delivers a lie so absurd it's almost comical that the $30 million in her bank account wasn't her money, what is the response from Trump's hand-picked prosecutor? Just simply to say, yes, I understand that. That's not the sound of a prosecutor. That's the sound of an accomplice. It's the moment the entire sham is laid bare for all to see. So what do you think? Do you think this is a DOJ cover-up? Do you think there's more to come from the Epstein files? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons for more, and also don't forget to press the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.